There are millions upon millions of video gaming content creators on YouTube, and you would like to be one. But what is it going to take to separate your content and your quality from everyone else? That's what this video is here to help you determine. Thank you for watching the video. This video is here to help you. It's here to help you figure out what you're going to need in order to get yourself some excellent quality content on YouTube. Now let's start off by talking about game capture devices. What are game capture devices? Well, they are just that. They record the gaming content that you would like to put up on YouTube. Now specifically, that is all they do. They record your gameplay. They record your sessions. And there are many different types of gaming captures out there. So which ones are the best ones? The absolute very best one and the most popular are the Elgato game capture devices. The Elgato Game Capture HD and the Elgato Game Capture HD 60. There are a few features that the HD 60 gives you that the HD does not. The HD 60 will record in 60 frames per second, and that is all fine and well. However, remember this. That means there are twice as many frames that your editing software is going to have to render. Along with that, that means your files are going to be much bigger, which also means a longer wait time uploading your video to YouTube. So is the extra 30 frames per second really worth it? In my opinion, it isn't. It's really not that efficient. I do just fine with the Elgato HD. It's been what I've used for the past year, and honestly, I've had a few problems with it. All game captures will give you some sort of issues. One in particular is glitching or jumping, and that can really screw things up, especially if you're using a separate audio recording software to record your commentary, which I will get into a little later. Companies that make game captures are Elgato, Hapeg, Avermedia, and Roxio. There are more out there, but these are the most popular ones. And the Avermedia also creates one that you don't have to have a PC in order to record. You just strap in a external HD and it will record straight to that. There are ups and downs to that. One pro is that you don't need a PC, but a con is you can't monitor what you're recording. So if it's glitching, if it's jumping, if there's something going on, you can't see that. So keep that in mind. And try not to be cost effective, but you want to be quality effective here. As far as quality commentary like what you're hearing now, that comes from a good personality, and you're also going to need some microphones. Now, I see a lot of gamers out there talking about the Blue Mic, and the Blue Mic is a good microphone. However, there is one in between from your microphone to your PC that a lot of these people are neglecting, and that is a preamp. Not only a preamp, but your choice, your freedom to choose what preamp you would like to use. There may be a preamp built into the Blue microphone, and that's fine and well, but that's a preamp that you're married to. That's not something that you want. You want freedom. So preamps are something that I highly recommend you look into along with your microphone. Let's talk about what kinds of microphones there are available and how much they cost so you can determine what it is that you want. I have an SM7B. It is made by Shure, and it is a legendary vocal microphone. You hear this microphone every day when you listen to the radio. DJs use the SM7B, and rightfully so. It is a wonderful microphone. It is very crisp, nice and clear, and there's a reason why it is called legendary. I also use an AKG C214. It is more affordable than the Shure SM7B. The SM7B ranges around $350 or more, whereas the AKG C214 will be around $214 or a little bit more than that depending on where you buy it. You could also use an SM57. Those are about $100, and if you go ahead and get yourself a preamp, you can get a nice warm crisp sound with those. Again, those are also legendary microphones, and you hear those in songs recorded that you listen to every single day. That is because they are a super reliable microphone, and they're affordable. They sound great on drums, they sound great on backup vocals, they sound great in front of a guitar amp. They are a wonderful microphone to use. However, honestly, they are not necessarily meant for strong vocals, so keep that in mind. While they may be more affordable than the other microphones I've mentioned, again, we do not want to talk about what's cost effective. We want to talk about what's quality effective. Also, gaming headsets will provide you with a microphone. However, there are some things that you need to consider when you're getting yourself a gaming headset, and I have a separate video entirely talking about the best gaming headsets that you can purchase for yourself. You might want to check out that video as well. It is on my channel, and I've helped out quite a few people with that video. So be sure, if that's the route that you want to go, to check out that video as well. Now, as far as preamps go, I have a few different preamps. The preamps that I use the most are built into my Mackie board, which is a 8-channel board, and I don't expect all of you out there, or any of you out there, to go out and buy a soundboard with preamps in it. You might want to do that, and if you do, that's honestly the best way to go, but it's also the most expensive way to go. If you want something a little bit more cost effective, and this is the only time that I'm going to be okay with that, is if you go with the Shure X2U. Now, this is an awesome preamp because it goes straight into your USB, and then you can use XLR microphones such as the SM7B or the AKG C214 or whatever other standard studio microphones there are, and those are the best. Connecting that to your computer will no longer be a problem. So keep that in mind. It's affordable as well. I picked mine up a little less than a year ago, and I've used it several times. It is a wonderful preamp. It allows you gain access right there on the actual interface itself. You don't have to have a separate program for it or anything like that. You can do it all manually. And just in case you wonder what gain is, that is input of the microphone. You want to make sure that you're not too loud and overloading your microphone. So having that option available right there on the preamp is fantastic. Now, there are also other preamps out there that you can use, and they are very expensive. That is why I chose to mention the Shure X2U, because it is really not that expensive and it is effective for what you're going to be trying to do. Editing software. Now, this is probably the most common question that I get. What editing software do I use? I use Adobe Premiere Pro CS6, and it is an expensive program. We're talking about $600 or more, depending on where you get it. However, Adobe also offers the Creative Cloud subscription-based program, and that allows you access to Premiere Pro Creative Cloud or After Effects Creative Cloud, Photoshop, all of this stuff that you can use for thumbnails, for creating intros, and editing your actual content that you're going to be putting up. You have all of this available for about $40 to $50 a month. So be sure to consider that as well. That's honestly, I think, the most cost-effective out of all of these. Cost-effective in the sense that you don't have $600 to spend on Premiere Pro, but you want to be able to access all of these extra features, because After Effects, if you were to just buy After Effects, it is a $1,000 program. So you see what I'm saying? It might be within your best interest to get the subscription-based rather than trying to save up all that money, especially if you don't have a high-paying job or hardly any job or whatever. An affordable program that you can purchase is called Sony Vegas. It ranges about $170 or so. And this is actually quite a popular program that I see most gaming content creators out there using, simply because it is affordable. And not only is it affordable, but it's actually really, really good. It has all kinds of built-in pre-transitions and all this stuff that you can utilize. Of course, you're going to have to learn how to use it, but YouTube has tutorials for everything. If you don't want to pay for any of this, there's also Windows Movie Maker, but Windows Movie Maker is very limited in what you can do with it, so keep that in mind. I've seen several videos out there used with Windows Movie Maker, and I can hardly watch them. So honestly, your best bet is to get Premiere Pro, Sony Vegas, or the Adobe Creative Cloud subscription. Now, what do I use personally to get the gaming content that I get? So as you can see here, I have quite the collection of consoles, and I'm still building on that. I would like to get an Atari Jaguar, and I also kind of want to get the NVIDIA Shield, so that way I can just stream my games from my PC straight into here and not have to cart my PC in here every time I want to play PC games. With that, I use a laptop provided to me right now by Tony Baloney, a member of Replay Arcade, a show that I've been doing for the past year. It's been a lot of fun, and honestly, this laptop is a lifesaver because it's mobile. I can play whatever I need to play on PC and stream that into the Elgato, which is recorded onto the laptop. This keeps my video game footage from getting glitchy or garbly or jumping. That has definitely happened to me while using consoles, even gaming consoles as simple as the original NES. I've had that happen, but that specifically comes from the Elgato, and all game captures do have their bugs. So keep that in mind. It's going to happen to you, and that's why it's important to use a game capture that you can monitor the recording that you're doing, so that way if something starts going wrong, you can see it right then and there and you can stop it, restart, and continue from where you left off. If you can't monitor that and you don't know if it's working or if anything's going the way it's supposed to be going, you're screwed. So keep that in mind as well. Now, as I was saying, recording PC gaming, if you are using way too much RAM, so let's say I'm playing a game and I'm recording audio all on the same PC, I'm using a hell of a lot of RAM, and that means that it is more likely for my gaming content to become compromised due to some sort of bugs or glitching or something. So that's why I like to keep it separate. Tablets are just simply not powerful enough to record to at this point in time. I've seen some people show you how to do it with a tablet, but those people are also not showing you the downfalls of recording to a tablet. Honestly, you can get a used laptop that's running Windows 7 that has 4 gigs of RAM, 6 gigs of RAM, 8 gigs of RAM, and you'll be fine. It's not going to be too expensive, and it's honestly your best bet to just record to a separate computer entirely than what you're actually recording. The other thing that I use to record commentary, as I was talking about before, I use a Pro Tools rig to record all of this with, all the audio with. And it runs on a separate computer in a totally different room. And that's awesome because that's less RAM that I'm using in the PC that I'm either playing the game on or that I'm recording with anyway. So I have 2 different computers that are doing 2 different types of recording. Laptop for video and game audio, and then my Mac for commentary. Now, this is all personal preference, and I was in a different situation than a lot of you were in as far as, I built my studio long before I was ever really doing YouTube, and then when the idea came to me to do YouTube, I realized that I was kind of ahead of the game, and all of the expenses and all of that had already been spent as far as audio quality stuff. So that's just a personal thing, and I was fortunate for that. It's not entirely necessary for you to use 2 separate computers to do all the recording, but it definitely helps. So there you have it, guys. Those are the best things to look out for and things to consider when it's time for you to actually start building stuff. I'm not feeding you full of shit. This is all very much important stuff. I know a lot of you out there are going, man, that is a lot of money that I just don't have. Save your money. Save your money, or talk your parents into getting you something like that for Christmas. Something. Even if it's just the Elgato, it's one step closer to getting to where you want to be. And I want to see you get there, and that's why I've made this video. Because everybody has a right to be creative. And I encourage you If you want to be creative, if you want it bad enough, you're going to find a way. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. You are all fantastic, and if you enjoyed this video, if I taught you something, if I gave you the necessary tools that you need to help achieve your dreams, give me a like, leave me a comment, let me know that I'm doing my job, because I care about you and I want to see you guys succeed. Thank you again so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.